So BYU started 9-0 last year. And then they lost to Kansas and Arizona State, and that was the end of their championship dreams, their playoff dreams. They actually played a bowl game before New Year's, which is never a goal for anybody. But nonetheless, a positive season for BYU and a great start, 9-0 a year ago. This year, they're already 5-0. But they will be facing their toughest test of the season in Tucson on Saturday night. Let's break it down. BYU at Arizona in the desert. Should be a lot of fun. Teddy covers from wagerstalk.com with a big game breakdown and looking at the odds logic live odds screen right now. I'm seeing BYU minus 1.5. There are some minus twos out there. Total 47.5/48. And by the way, guys, if you've never tried a live odds service, check out this. oddslogic.com/Teddy's free 7-day trial. All access. No nonsense. Again, oddslogic.com/Teddy. We're not going to automatically charge your card, but it's cool and it'll help you with two key factors. One, where to bet. You see all the different books on the screen. Two, when to bet. You can see you as the markets start to move if you need to get down. So I encourage you, check it out again, oddslogic.com/Teddy to get that free 7-day trial. Right now, again, BYU short chalk, total relatively low for this ball game. 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 p.m. here in Las Vegas. Last year, these two teams met was a one-sided affair. BYU 41, Arizona 19. That was their first meeting as conference rivals. BYU 4-0 straight up, 3-1 against the spread the last four meetings. The last Arizona win in the series came back in a 2008 bowl game. That said, I don't worry too much about the ancient history. Last year's history matters because it tells us how they've done recently and where these two programs have been. And last year, BYU won this game by 22 points, although a lot of that had to do with with turnovers for the Arizona Wildcats. Now, BYU is 5-0 straight up, 3-2 against the spread. They had three straight covers to open the season, and then failed to cover as chalk each of the last two ball games. They beat Colorado by only 3 at minus 6.5. They beat West Virginia by only 14 at minus 20.5. And the 24 points they allowed to West Virginia last week is the most they've allowed in any game. They faced a quarterback they didn't have any film on. They got plenty of film on Noah Fafita. He's coming off his own brilliant performance last week. 376 yards, 5 touchdown effort against Oklahoma State. He's the reigning Big 12 Offensive Player of the Week. That being said, you cannot compare the BYU defense with the Oklahoma State defense. Much tougher competition this time around for the Arizona signal caller. Of course, we talked about the struggles that happened last year in this ballgame for Fafita and company. He threw 3 interceptions last year in Provo. This year, 16 touchdowns, more than 1,300 passing yards. They've been pretty good. He's been pretty good. Better than he was perhaps a year ago. BYU, they've been minus 6.5 or higher in every game so far. They haven't really stepped up in class yet. Zona's probably the best team they've faced. I mean, East Carolina, Stanford, Portland State, West Virginia, Colorado. Yeah, it's not a who's who of being dominant. Of course, they've got a Frosh QB in Barrett Bachmeier, a guy who was at Stanford last spring and is now leading an offense, that's a freshman at Stanford last spring, who's now leading an offense that's scoring more than 38 points per game. And let's give credit to the offense coordinator, Aaron Roderick. He's gotten Zach Wilson to the NFL. He's got Jaron Hall, Jake Retzlaff, guys that didn't come in particularly hyped, who've all played well for him. We're seeing another QB doing that. This Aaron Roderick, A-Rod, seems to have his next guy. And the BYU offense works best when they have a QB that can make plays with his legs and make quick, efficient throws. And that's certainly what we've seen from Bachmeier and company here. That being said, this is his toughest competition on the road as a Frosh QB. That's certainly a concern. In addition, BYU with a key defensive injury. Jack Kelly's their best pass rusher. Jack Kelly listed as doubtful after suffering a shoulder injury against West Virginia last week. So that's definitely a concern for the BYU Cougars in this one. Before I talk about Arizona, I do want to ask you guys a simple favor. If you like this type of breakdown, please just give us a like button Hit the like button. Give us a like. It makes all the difference in the YouTube algorithms. Thank you. We appreciate it very, very much. Comment below. Tell us what you think about this game and any of the games in college football this weekend. And if you haven't done so already, join the more than 222,000 of you who have subscribed to the Wager Talk YouTube channel and get instant alerts every time these videos go live. So like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to hype just a little bit. I'm running pretty good, guys. 10-3, 77% college football run over the last 2.5 weeks. Coming to the weekend. That dates back to September. 15-5 MLB playoff heater. 75% in MLB playoffs. Rock solid. 64% across all sports. That counts every play, every day over the last 2.5 weeks. Check out my homepage, wt.buzz/TC, to get on board. I get it. Buying plays isn't for everyone. But if you're interested, let's partner up. You know, we have $49 Weekend Warrior football packages. We've got weekly deals, monthly deals, seasonal deals. Get on board. We're making money right now. Check it out. Again, wt.buzz/TC. I appreciate your support. And even if you don't want to get on board, I appreciate you watching my video. All right. Arizona, 4-1 straight up, 4-1 against the spread. They, like BYU, haven't really stepped up in class a whole lot yet. The one game they did at Iowa State, they got annihilated. They lost 39-14. They're only 3.5-point dogs this season. That being said, I've been impressed with the Wildcats defense. They're the only team in college football that hasn't allowed a single passing touchdown yet this season. The stakes are very high for Brent Brennan right about now. Arizona underachieved last year, another underachieving season, and all of a sudden he's on the hot seat. They're facing a Frosh QB, and this might well be the biggest game for Arizona in the Brennan era just so far. He's begging the fans to show up on Saturday night. I think they will. And again, if they go to 5-1, that's going to legitimize the hot start and give them potential to hang around in the Big 12 race for a little while. I like Arizona. Don't love them, but I can only look at the home dog in this one. I worry about the Frosh QB on the road. I worry about the step up in class in BYU defensively. And I think Arizona is just good enough to make up for their dismal performance against BYU last year. Should be fun, should be close. I'll call for the Wildcats to get the W. Give me Arizona as home dogs. Late night action on Saturday. Thank you so much for watching Wager Talk TV. Appreciate those likes, comments, and follows very, very much. Stay tuned right here on this channel for more quality video content, and best of luck with all your bets this weekend and beyond. Cheers.